Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again it's time for Canada's favorite nerd. It's the Nonya Nerd Show. And today, it's my podcast of NAB 2006. Once again, over 100,000 people converged on the city of Las Vegas to check out the latest in broadcasting technology. With thousands of products on display, NAB proved the ideal setting for Nonya Cam to get the scoop. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Not this time. So strap in. It's lights, camera, and action time. Let's check out some of the latest technologies found on the show floor of NAB 2006. Once again, television cameras were the story of NAB. Amongst the many entries was Grass Valley's Tapeless Infinity. Dubbed a digital media camcorder, it can shoot in 1080i or 720p high definition and standard definition while outputting to compact flash, FireWire, USB, HDMI, and Gigabit Ethernet. It also records onto iAmigo's removable Rev Pro hard disk technology that provides a current capacity of 35 gigs. Rev Pro was so popular with the attendees that it placed within the top 5 AIM content management products shown at NAB. Hitachi is another player rocking the hard drive field. They introduced their ZDR1 hard disk recorder that docks to their Z series of cameras. The recorder employs these removable aluminum-encased 160 gig Hitachi hard drives. Called media packs, these devices can record up to 9 hours of material on a single drive. In addition, Hitachi introduced 4, 8, and 16 gigabyte solid-state media pack cartridges for those who would rather employ flash media in place of the hard drive technology. Flash media is what Panasonic's P2 format is all about. At NAB, Panasonic introduced a number of products that enhances their P2 flash-based solid-state recording medium. One such product was their new multi-format AJ-HPC 2000 camcorder that boasts 2 3/8-inch CCDs and 5 slots for P2 recording. Other manufacturers at NAB showing HDTV camera innovations included Sony and Nikigami. Sony received an award for innovation that recognized their Blu-ray-based XD-Cam HD cameras. Meanwhile, over at Nikigami, demonstrations of their CMOS-based high-speed 79EXC HS camera were in full force, as were a bevy of solutions for IT-related recording. And if you think size matters, these next 2 cameras would be for you. Dubbing itself as the world's smallest HD camera, the Iconix HD RH1 multi-format HD point-of-view camera captures images in all common HD resolutions, including 1080p 60. However, if that's not compact enough, Fraunhofer was showing their CCU-less Micro HD TV cam. This puppy of a camera can deliver 1080i with little more than the circuitry placed inside this small case. It provided an HD SDI out and can be controlled by an Ethernet port. This camera is really out of sight. And speaking of out of sight, if you find the price of 2 3/8-inch high-definition broadcast cameras to be beyond the range of your pocketbook, there are plenty of 1 3/8-inch CCD alternatives that fit in the under $10,000 camera category. Panasonic received an award for innovation for their HVX 200 camcorder. Sharing the spotlight with Panasonic with the same award and in the same pricing category was Canon with their new XL H1 HDV 3CCD camcorder. This camera can shoot in 24p and when equipped with a professional jack pack can output uncompressed 1080i through its HD SDI connection. The jack pack also allows the camera to be gen-locked for live switching applications and connected to an external timecode to ease multi-camera editing. Canon also claimed that their native 130 and 16:9 CCDs delivered the best HD TV resolution of all the competition in its price range. Another company that offers a low-cost 1/3-inch CCD HDV camcorder with similar capabilities is JVC. They introduced the GY HD 200U, which is a niche camera aimed at film schools or production rental facilities that have a stock of cinema prime and zoom lenses. Prime lenses on a camera under 10K? That rocks! Despite all the advances in both 2/3-inch broadcast, half-inch and 1/3-inch professional HD TV cameras, much of the talk at NAB related to emerging digital cinema cameras. 2 and 4K products from manufacturers such as Thompson Grass Valley, Tulsa, and Erie were evident throughout the show floor. However, shaking the foundation of digital cinema technology were a couple of under $20,000 single-sensor digital cinema demonstration products that were on display. One such camera was that by Silicon Imaging in the Adobe booth. They were showing their SI 1920 HD VR camera. One of the unique features of this camera is that the CMOS sensor is connected via Ethernet to a PC that makes up the camera's body. Because of its modularity, Silicon Imaging indicated that the camera can be upgraded to accommodate both 2K and 4K sensors as the product evolves. As shown here, the PC-based body offered a number of output solutions. They include a direct-to-disc recording platform, a 7-inch LCD touchscreen interface, and up to 4 hours of continuous shooting on its hot swappable 160GB notebook hard drive. Even more impressive, and the reason why the Silicon Imaging camera was in the Adobe booth, was watching the raw format footage generated by the camera being edited in real time using a Windows computer, Premiere Pro, and Cineforum's Prospect HD 10-bit online workflow technology. And finally, if you believe it's better to be red than dead, then you're probably among the rumored 410 attendees who put down a $1,000 deposit to get on the waiting list for the Red One 4K digital camera. While no working prototype was on display, the Red exhibit consisted of this stylish tent, draped with the banner stating, "In development." Inside were these cool incubators that showed the embryonic components on which the Red One will be built. These embryonic components included an upgradable 12-megapixel Mysterium image sensor that will allow for image capture at resolutions of 4520 by 2540 at up to 60 frames per second. The Mysterium sensor will feature a dynamic range of 11 to 15 f-stops, and the camera will provide raw output as well as employing wavelet compression coded to provide for lower bitrate recording. While the camera is slated to come with a variety of IT-style output connectors, Red also announced about producing its own lines of lenses and storage technologies for the camera. And perhaps the coolest thing of all were these neat conceptual designs of how the Red camera will look. Basking in the knowledge that my future was secure in this industry with the impending release of affordable digital cinema cameras, my next task was to look at the state-of-the-art camera support equipment. And at NAB, they get pretty serious about this stuff. One neat mount is this suction cup car mount device from Field Goal Inc. Boy, I can't wait to go cruising in Toronto traffic with my rented Dulce camera strapped to this. And how about this rad Skater Mini from PS Technique? It seemed like a no-brainer for cool product shots. One thing Nonya couldn't figure out was all the fuss about full-size helicopters for shooting. Even though they come with cool cameras, such as its FLIR Systems Ultramedia 3 broadcast camera system, Nonya preferred renting this remote-controlled copter vision system. Imagine all of the advantage of helicopter shots with none of the parking problems. And if I'm on a tight budget and can't rent, I can purchase my own helicopter kit that will carry my DV camcorder. The accountants will love it. One area that always makes Nonya's silicone heart skip a beat is the rapidly advancing area of storage. With HD TV and digital cinema requiring vast amounts of storage, some of the greatest innovations in this area are seen at NAB. One heartstopper in field digital cinema storage was the Fraunhofer MegaCine. This device could store up to 1 hour of 2K material on its built-in 1 terabyte of storage. The material could be accessed and displayed by this built-in interface and could be controlled by a standard editing controller. However, more affordable storage for the rest of us would come from a variety of manufacturers. Lacey was showing their AIM award-winning innovation with their 320 gigabyte Little Big Disc. It could be powered by a FireWire connection. Notable third-party products for storage included Focus Enhancements, who are showing their latest Firestore Direct-to-Edit recorders. Focus Enhancements won a Star Award for their FS100 product that interfaces to the Panasonic AG HVX200 camcorder. The FX100 comes standard with a 100 gig hard drive and provides 1.5 hours of DVC Pro HD recording time. Not to be outdone, Maxell was showing a hard drive system too. Their Information Versatile Disk, or IVDR technology, includes removable hard drive media that has been designed for video applications. If you want small, then Fast Forward Video has a field recorder for you. Their Star Award-winning NDT200 is a small analog input recorder that records using either a laptop hard drive or employing solid-state compact flash. Employing a scalable JPEG compression, their market is for recording where portability, space, or security is a primary factor. Neat! Higher speed flash memory is also a consideration. Hoodman USA was showing their 150 times speed professional compact flash that uses 20% less power and is rated among the fastest in the industry by Calgary's Rob Galbraith of Digital Photography Insights. The mother of all flash servers, and recognized with the Mary Award, was found in the Toshiba booth. This flash-based server, called On Air Max, can currently hold up to 12 terabytes of flash-based storage. And for guys like me, who started in the business storing on tape, it was comforting to see Quantum's tape backup solution. Their tape drive, which employs Super DLT tape, does not use proprietary interface software. To the user, it looks like another drive when connected to a computer. And with over 2 million compatible drives in use by Fortune 500 companies for data backup, Quantum contends that the drives and compatibility for this medium will be available for years to come. Quantum has branded the product better than videotape. Better than videotape, they're speaking my language. While a popular medium for distribution in the forms of CD and DVDs, The next generation of high-definition discs, be they Blu-ray or HD DVD, have yet to find their way into the mainstream consumer marketplace. However, all optical media manufacturers were showing packaging for these new mediums, including discs that allow write-once and read-write capabilities. As well, a number of companies including Sonic Solutions, Sony, and IBM were showing Blu-ray, HD DVD, and storage solutions in their booths. Meanwhile, InPhase continued to show and refine their holographic optical disc recording technology. This write-once technology uses holographic optical discs. Holographic recording allows for 2 gigs of data storage on a postage stamp, 20 gigs on a credit card, or 200 gigs on an optical disc. With Silicon Graphics having filed for Chapter 11, it was essential to look at advances in graphics technology. With powerful GPU processors in use in today's high-end graphic cards, the whole landscape of graphics has changed. Matrox was showing their dual head-to-go technology that adds 2 additional display monitors to a laptop. The product is probably misnamed as it actually provides 3 displays when you count the existing LCD display. If that's not enough for you, then they have announced their triple head-to-go. That results in 4 displays from a single computer. Matrox was also showing their F1400, the world's first remote graphics unit. This technology separates the user interface of the computer from the rest of the computer by hundreds of meters of fiber optic cable. This allows for noisy computers to be separated from production areas and can be employed in any number of applications related to production facilities. NVIDIA's graphic technology was all over the NAB floor. It was being used in a variety of applications, rendering real-time 3D images on cell phones to real-time HD TV graphics being employed in virtual set systems. At their booth, NVIDIA demonstrated how by making full use of the GPU built into their graphic cards, it reduced the strain on the PC's CPU, resulting in no frame drops in this HD TV signal. What makes these cards useful to broadcasters is that they provide 2 channels of output, fill or key, of 8 or 10-bit uncompressed SDI in HD or SD formats, and it works on either Windows or Linux platforms. Products that take advantage of the GPU power found in cards like NVIDIA and ATI have made the practice of motion capture and virtual sets much more feasible. Brainstorm's virtual set system, shown here at the Foray booth, was employing the NVIDIA card set in their virtual set application. Other technologies that took advantage of GPU power included FaceBase, who showed this glowing LCD bodysuit and these optical tracking cameras in conjunction with Autodesk Motion Builder application for motion analysis and character tracking. Cinetol, who showed their virtual studio tracking system, made use of this ceiling-mounted grid to plot the set's movements. And Serious Magic was demonstrating a real-time virtual set system, something that they are currently marketing as a render-only product. With all of the technology around to produce 2 and 4K cinema, it was time to check out some of the workflows that would allow for the editing of digital cinema. And this year at NAB, if one looked around, there was plenty of digital intermediate product that was designed to suit the workflow. At the Civico booth, a company that provides digital cinema storage and networking infrastructure, Aratus was showing the real-time 4K playback using its Frame Cycler software. The application was for color correction, but the image was being displayed on an unbranded 4K display monitor. Wow! Meanwhile, Civico's hardware allowed for true 4K workflow with its back-end bridging between fiber channel and InfiniBand network technology, which is the base of a 4K network. On display at Silicon Color was their Final Touch HD and Final Touch 2K software that works on Apple's G5. It was designed from the ground up as a digital color finishing tool, capable of color correcting 2K DPX and Cineon files in real time The booth was also displaying a G5-based color correction rendering farm called Final Render. For those who are like Nonya and want to apply pure CPU horsepower to media applications, there was plenty of hot new product on display at NAB. The real hot computer release at NAB was this oversized box Apex 8. With the hood popped on this baby, 4 of the AMD processors are clearly evident on the exposed side, with the other 4 on the dark side of the assembly. Box indicated that its initial tests on the computers told it that 4K digital intermediate could run in real time, but because it was released in conjunction with NAB, few applications have been optimized to take advantage of its 8-processor architecture. One company that has been changing its product line to deal with advances in processing power is Apple. At NAB, Apple released its long-awaited 17-inch MacBook Pro that packs an Intel Core Dual processor. It runs at over 2 GHz and has a display that's 36% brighter than its predecessor. In addition, the laptop features a FireWire 800 port, a third USB 2.0 port, and a 120 GB hard drive. Perhaps the more significant announcement to the industry as a whole was the announcement that Apple had sold over 500,000 copies of Final Cut Pro, and it had converted all of its software to the universal binary format. That means that Final Cut Pro 5.1 and the entire Final Cut Pro Studio package will now run using code that is native to the Intel Core Dual processor in the Mac. According to Apple, this results in a 5 times performance boost from its G4 laptop models. Another theme prevalent at NAB was IPTV. Just about every booth that was involved in the delivery of media played up to the theme, highlighting technology that would encode, deliver, store, or display video via IP networks. HDTV images in the MPEG-4 or AVC format was found just about everywhere on the NAB floor. The Ocean was demonstrating their new MPEG-4 chip along with MPEG-4 and how it would flow amongst a variety of devices. Meanwhile, at Microsoft, demonstrations of Windows Media Video 9 or simply standard VC1 was being demonstrated as media for cell phones. Another quickly emerging area is that related to the JPEG 2000 compression algorithm. The scalability and quality of JPEG 2000 is something that really has to be seen firsthand. A number of manufacturers were demonstrating it for a variety of uses, including uses in production as well as distribution. The world of display keeps on advancing. This demonstration by Transvideo shows how far LCD displays have come in terms of working in outside sunlight. At Panasonic's booth, they were showing the world's largest 1080p plasma screen at 103 inches. Another area that is changing is the world of lighting. Small lights like this Frenzy 400-watt HMI Super Sun Gun cast over 600-foot candles at 10 feet, providing more light output than most 800-watt lights. The change is most notable by the variety of low-power LED lights that are now available. These intelligent LED lights can be switched to accommodate varying color temperatures. They can be ganged together for more light. They can be used as color production lighting, and they can even be dimmed and synchronized. How illuminating! And what would NAB be without coming across a number of items that were both new and neat? While looking at equipment racks is not everybody's cup of tea, things were really smoking at the Middle Atlantic booth. This theatrical smoke was applied to their rack's exhaust system to demonstrate how well their racks cool equipment.
Shut the door. Now work right next to the computer and not even know it's on. It's also we look out the way to see at the same time.
Amongst the strangest looking camera at NAB is this model camera manufactured by Immersive Media. Built using 11 lenses, the camera is used to shoot 360-degree wraparound or sphere-shaped immersive video. Awesome! And speaking about strange, how about the SmartCam HD TV? It's small and it can be programmed to recognize faces in the video that it shoots. Another interesting technology was found at Whirlwind. Whirlwind, a company that is probably best known for their audio interconnection equipment, was showing the latest breakthrough technology in wireless digital laser transmission at their booth. Their e-beam system that works by lining up these binocular-looking devices by use of these optional rifle scopes can transmit 1 gig Ethernet, CobraNet, and Ether sound through the air via a Class 1 IR laser beam. And why are all these people standing around looking like my favorite band, Devo? They are watching 3D HD TV theater that was part of NHK's Ultra High Definition exhibit. Complete with some pretty amazing technology, Ultra High Definition is like HD TV on steroids. It comes with some pretty amazing technologies like this 22.2 multi-channel sound system. Now that truly rocks. AVP showed innovation in 2 areas at NAB this year. First, they designed hinges that can be attached to their patch panels so they can swing open like a door to allow for simple cable changes. Next, they designed a ruggedized fiber patching connector that works even in situations involving stream dust and dirt. This advanced protection is achieved through the use of a hinge connector that protects the fiber connection points. It was antennas and media everywhere when visiting both the DVB and DAB technology demonstrations. These DVB mobile devices were put together to demonstrate the applications of these Texas Instrument Hollywood DVH tuner chips in a mobile device. And while it appeared to be doing very much the same thing, digital multimedia broadcasting transmits using digital audio broadcasting. While car multimedia is an obvious market for digital multimedia broadcasting, there was a multitude of interactive applications demonstrated in the booth, including integration with the home 802.11 PC network. In the Who Are You Gonna Call department, DriveSaver's Data Recover made quite a splash at NAB by reminding everyone of the old hard drive technology that was once employed for data storage. Even more impressive was the stories of how they had recovered data off of this computer's drive that survived the fire, and this old Macintosh that was recovered from divers from the bottom of the Amazon River. This PR1000 multi-format video presenter, manufactured by the Roland Systems Group, appeared to be able to mix any form of signal sent to it. Using a built-in scaler, it would accept SD and HD, including HDV FireWire sources, and then output them to the format of your choice. It was quite a shock to walk by the Ampex booth and see an old 2-inch quad videotape recorder in operation. This VTR had been introduced at NAB 50 years ago and revolutionized the television industry. The machine was there to celebrate the 50th anniversary of videotape recording. And speaking of revolutions, Kiki Stockhammer, the first star of multimedia, was still center stage at the New Tech booth. Kiki is best known at NAB for the introduction of the revolutionary video toaster in 1990. She also introduced NAB audiences to the Video Snappy in 1994, which remains one of the best-selling computer video accessories in history. Having seen a number of programs with the lip sync off, this lip syncer technology is kinda neat. It watches the picture and alerts the operators not only when the lip sync is off, but how many frames it's out. Another product introduced at NAB and worth noting is Zaxcom's TRX900 wireless microphone transceiver. Not only does it transmit your talent's microphone to your audio mixer, it also incorporates an IFB receiver so you can talk to the talent. I love wireless. Well, that's it for this year's show. With over 1.5 million square feet of displays, there were thousands of other products on display, but the show is just too big, even for Nonya to cover. So that's it for this year's podcast, and with just over 350 days left until next year's show, I'm already counting down to NAB 2007. So until next time, this is Nonya Nerd, Canada's favorite nerd, reminding to keep your IP address secure and your network administrator virus-free.